Hello, my beautiful people. How you doing today? I'm good. As always, I don't got no complaints. Had a very nice morning. Woke up, went to the gym, went to the grocery store. There was a deal for blueberries, so obviously I got the blueberries. Delicious. hmm But hi, as the title says, we're gonna talk about some of my mistakes that I've made being an artist in New York City and just in general. Um, so we're gonna do what we usually do. We're gonna draw. Well, I probably should work on the painting, but I figured it would take more concentration for me to remember all of these things that have sort of happened to me. So I wanted to do a quick drawing or a couple of drawings while we just kind of hang out and talk about the stuff that's happened to us. And I also I'm gonna leave the house a little later and go get these immaculate tacos downtown. So we're just gonna hang out, draw, get your stuff out to draw too, please. And if you're not drawing, whatever your craft of choice is, while we hang out, let's make stuff together, right? But yeah, so let me set up the easel and we'll just get straight into it. Also, I just want to say there's something about from Christmas time to New Year's where everything feels so unstable, and that might just be because I live in New York City, but I feel like the craziest unexplainable things happen, and I don't like leaving my house during this time because everyone's on edge, and I don't know if it's all of the year's anxiety boiling down into 6 days, but New York's energy is insane right now. Not in a good way, but we gonna be good like we always are. But yeah, all right, let me set up the easel. Oh yeah, there was also a sale on water, so I had to. I like nice things that are on sale. Sue me. So while we set up this easel, I'm curious to know what y'all got going on for New Year's. You guys got plans? You going out? You gonna stay inside? What do your New Year's traditions look like? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you usually get into. So lately, I've been reading the Four Agreements, and I've read it before, but I wanted to sort of refresh myself on, I guess, sort of the mode of operations when it comes to being a person, dealing with other people, and sort of how can I ground myself and not take things so personally, and to sort of live a more well-rounded existence, especially because living in New York, there's so much energy here, and I feel like it can be so easy to take on other people's energy. And so it can be super easy to take on other people's energy, and so I just needed a reminder to ground myself. I'm on chapter 1. Well, it's a short read, but for some reason I'm taking super long to read things these days. Actually, it's not for some reason. It's because I'm doing YouTube, and I'm so locked in, y'all, that some of my hobbies have taken a backseat. And I am trying to figure out the balance of the two, of doing YouTube and of, still staying connected to the things I do in my leisure time. And I don't really feel like I've had much leisure time lately. And so I've just been working on tweaking my schedule, and we'll get there. But until then, you know what I'm saying? I'm just reading a page a day. But slow motion is better than no motion, you heard? We still got our drawing up here from last time. That's a chill. All right. Cool. Listen, when you get nice water, don't let them lie to you and tell you it doesn't matter if it's in a plastic bottle or a glass bottle or a cup. Glass bottle. So let's wipe this guy off, and we'll just get into it. charcoal. This should be good. All right, so before we get into the drawing, as always, we don't care what this looks like. Well, it's not that we don't care, but we're not going to judge ourselves. Which actually leads me into my first point, which was comparing myself to other people. I feel like when I first started to try and be a professional artist, I was constantly comparing myself to other people, and I was trying to figure out how they got to where they got to and how I could sort of replicate it. And you know, as I've grown, I realized there's nothing wrong with studying other people. That's actually how you become a great artist. I was comparing myself in a way that was totally unhealthy, where I was, you know, like, oh, this person got so many likes or this person got this many views, and it was completely taking the fun out of what I was doing away from making art, which is what I love to do. But I wasn't having fun because I was just like, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this because there's other people out there who are getting better results than me. So maybe this is my sign that, like, you know, I should do something else. I truthfully was robbing myself of years of just having fun and just enjoying the journey. And there's this quote where it's, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. And it really is. I was completely ruining.
Oh man, you're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it. Ruining
any chance I had at objectively looking at my own personal growth and progress, because I was just too busy looking at other people and being upset that I wasn't where they were. But of course I wasn't where they were. One, because I'm me and I'm gonna be where I'm at when I'm there. But two, how can I possibly hope to make progress if I'm constantly looking at other people and I'm not focused on what I've got going on? So that was one thing that once I decided to pay less attention to other people and focus more on myself and my own art, I feel like I really figured out who I was and what I had going for me and sort of how to lean on that. Another thing that I feel like was a mistake. I don't like the word mistake, because mistake is, you know, you don't make mistakes. You can make a mistake. That's not true. But I don't like the word mistake because it was a lesson. I was too trusting because I like to believe that people have good intentions, and that why would anyone want to purposely harm me or anyone else, right? Like, what do you gain from that? And I put myself in plenty of situations where I felt like, trust this person to do the right thing, and they didn't. You know, I've had people steal money from me. I've had people steal my art, and it's because I didn't handle my business by just trusting them. I trusted them to take care of what they were supposed to take care of. And so I say all of that to say, always make sure that, you know, properly vet people if you're going to work with them, to make sure that you can trust them, but don't put them in a position where if they take advantage of your trust, that they can ruin everything that you've got going on for yourself. Because, you know, I've had gallerists steal art from me, I've had friends steal money from me, and, you know, I'm not mad at any of that, because, you know, it's like, you know, it happened and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm actually happy that it happened, because now, you know, those things won't happen again, or they might happen again. Knock on wood, they won't. But, you know, I have sort of I'm tuned in, and I kind of know what I'm looking for when it comes to that kind of stuff. But, you know, I can always be taught another lesson, which I guess I'm open to. So another thing that really took away from just like my experience as an artist was having expectations and feeling like, you know, things are supposed to happen on a certain timeline when I want them to happen. And also just feeling entitled to having people care about me and my art. And no one owes anyone that, right? Like, you're not entitled to anyone's time, and you're not entitled to anyone's compliments or praise or anything. And when I first started out, I thought I was good. Other people should think that as well. And if they didn't, they were wrong. And that was like, it was a major wake up call for me, where it was like, okay, dude, like, you're not entitled to anything. And especially having the expectation that people are going to like what you're going to do, which kind of led to me making this YouTube channel, because I felt like if people aren't giving me the response I want, right? Like I felt like I had expectations that by now I should have artist grants, or I should have residencies, and I haven't had any of those things, and that's okay. And I'm learning, right? Like, that talent isn't the only thing that you need to become a successful professional artist. You need luck, and you need a good network, but you also need a solid support system, which is what I'm trying to build here with YouTube. And I feel like the expectation that people are just supposed to support you without knowing who you are, but just because they like what you're doing, was the wrong way to look at this. And so, I'm learning now that I need to go into every situation with no expectations, and whatever happens, happens. And whether it's good or bad, it's okay, because if it's something bad, there's something to learn from it. And if there's something good, that means the plan worked, and you just tweak it moving forward so that you can continue to have more success. This guy's fun, the little runner man, little runner boy. All right, let's wipe him up. But I think expectations can be dangerous in a bunch of different situations, but especially when you're an artist, because are you making art with the expectation that people are gonna love you and what you're doing? Or are you making it because you like it? And I think it's easy to lose ourselves in our dreams, and like in these ideas that we are chosen and we deserve what we deserve. But it's important to recognize that we also have to work for the things that we deserve. And everything's not going to happen right when you want it. And it's better to learn to not have expectations for things to happen right away, than to just go your whole life feeling like you've been robbed, when in reality, you can have everything that you want. You just need to work a little bit harder, or figure out a different strategy. Let's figure out this other pose we're gonna do. Okay. So more business, and I lost friendships because I was focused so much on the creative aspect of being an artist, and I forgot that this is also a business, and one, it's better not to do business with your friends. And not to say that you can't do that, because it totally can. One of my good friends runs a very successful business with his best friend and their childhood friends, right? But like, I know that in business, you also have to make very difficult decisions, and you might have to, sorry, I'm like trying to think about how to draw a hat from the damn side. But yeah, you might have to make like very difficult decisions, and have uncomfortable conversations. But even more than that, you have to be on top of things. And in the beginning, business gave me anxiety, because it was like, dude, I don't know. Like, money is like such an interesting subject, because it's like, it can help you, but it can also hurt you. And when you're not used to making money, especially off of a passion, you can sort of a bunch of anxiety. And that's what happened to me, is I got a bunch of anxiety, like not wanting to deal with the money part of the business, and that hurt me. And so I say all of that to say, when you're learning to be a professional artist, make sure that your bank accounts are good, make sure you do your taxes, make sure that you have contracts in place if you're gonna be dealing with any like other business entity that requires taxes, or not taxes, I'm sorry, contracts, because all that stuff is super important. And I've seen a bunch of artists lose everything to not having their business straight, and they have no one to be upset with but themselves. And it's hard to accountability in something that you didn't educate yourself in. and it's really easy to be mad at everyone. So, take care of business. Let's do another one. Dude, talking for so long is thirsty work. Oh, I don't know how to drink water. And so I'll say one of the biggest mistakes I made early on was not studying. And when I say studying, like not being aware of art history, not spending enough time in the studio and wondering why I wasn't getting better. And on that, I realized like, oh, making art is like a sport. You can't get good at it unless you do it all the time. And you have to become borderline obsessed with it. And when that clicked for me, I feel like I got exponentially better, and I continue to do so. So when it comes to not studying or being a student of art, and when I say not being a student, I don't mean you have to like actually go to school for making art. There's plenty of resources online or just like in your community. Like you don't have to get a degree in art to be good at art, especially if you just want to do it for you. Sorry, I'm just trying to find what I'm doing. Okay. Trying to find myself in the squiggles and shapes. So, yeah, right? Like, but there's no excuse for not knowing the history of the thing you like, especially now, right? Like there's a ton of artists who don't look to the past, and so everything looks the same because they're looking at like the same 12 artists as everyone, and so they're missing out on the wonderful history and rich history that is art, right? Like whether that's sculpting, painting, drawing, acting, whatever, right? Even music. And I think that, one of the keys to really separating yourself from everyone else, which might sound silly, is looking to the past and just like learning. Because then you find out more about yourself. You find out more about the people that you like, and you sort of begin to develop this sort of encyclopedic knowledge about art, and that will help you in every room that you go into. But for a long time, I was really stubborn, and I didn't feel like I needed to know anything about art. And I feel like that, I was really stubborn. I was really stubborn in the fact that, like I'm thinking, oh, if I learn about art, I'm going to lose my art style, and, I'm going to become someone else, and I'm going to be too influenced. And really, I think that was just me being like scared. I was overwhelmed by the idea that like, there's more to learn. And I felt like once I learned more about art, I'd be responsible for my actions, and I would be more responsible for like, okay, like why doesn't this look more like Jordan, right? But as I learned about the history of art and all the artists that came before me, it sort of opened up a bunch of doors creatively for me, and I'd wish I'd done it sooner. So that's like one of the bigger mistakes that I've made, is just not studying the past and, like living in a museum. And when I say living, I don't mean like squatting. I mean not, being obsessed with what I love, which, I should have been, and I am, but we're here now. Hey, this guy's fun. Maybe he's got a bat. And then that goes like this, and that goes like this. he's playing baseball. I hope you're able to learn something from any of that. Okay, so that's, I kind of ran out of time today. I have to get ready to go. But thank you for listening. Let me know if you like these kinds of things. I can actually go into more detail about some of my experiences navigating the professional art world and, finding myself and figuring out what kind of artist I want to be and who I want to be as a person. Let me know if you want to hear about that kind of stuff in the comments down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and vibing. And, I hope you made something, or you don't even have to make anything. I hope you worked on something while this video was playing. Thank you so much for hanging out today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I will see you again the next time I see you. And as always, it'll be beautiful. And just want to say, like, comment, subscribe if you're into that. I appreciate it. So anyways, I'll see you again soon. Peace.